Today, we delve into one of the biggest secrets hidden by grocery stores. You might think that going to the store is just the process of buying necessary goods for the week, but behind the scenes, much more is happening. The strategies used by stores are designed to make you spend more, and they are not as harmless as they may seem. By the end of this video, you will have a completely new understanding of how grocery stores operate and how to play their game. Let's begin. The first point is the illusion of choice. The illusion of choice is one of the most unnoticed strategies used by grocery stores to create a sense of variety and competition among shoppers. At first glance, it may seem that consumers have access to an endless choice of brands in every product category, from breakfast to household chemicals. However, many do not realize that this diversity is carefully crafted, and many of these brands actually belong to a few large conglomerates. These large corporations dominate the product market, controlling a wide range of goods under different brands, creating the illusion of significant competition. For example, many brands you see on the shelves, from food products to personal care items, belong to the same parent companies. Major players like Nestlé, PepsiCo, Unilever, Kraft Heinz, and Procter & Gamble own several subsidiary brands that appear independent on the surface. Let's consider, for example, breakfasts. The company Kellogg's owns not only its flagship product but also brands like Special K and Corn Flakes, creating the illusion of many choices, while in reality, it all comes down to one company. This consolidation creates an artificial sense of competition. Consumers often assume they support different companies by buying various brands, but in reality, they support only a few major players. This allows conglomerates to maintain significant power in pricing, distribution, and market influence. The illusion of choice helps these companies dominate the shelves, pushing out small competitors who cannot match the level of distribution or marketing strength. One of the most effective ways grocery stores use this illusion is through product placement and branding tactics. Brands owned by the same company are often strategically placed throughout the store, creating an illusion of competition. For example, in the snack aisle, you can see a bag of Lay's chips next to Doritos, creating the impression that you are choosing between competing brands, while in reality, both belong to PepsiCo. This position encourages impulsive purchases and keeps consumers within a narrow circle of real brand options, preventing them from realizing it. The illusion of choice extends even to private label products, which are brands owned by the stores themselves. Many grocery chains have developed private labels that cost slightly less than well-known brands on the same shelves, and consumers believe they are saving money. Buying alternative products can sometimes be more profitable, but in some cases, private label goods are produced by the same companies that make more expensive national brands. For example, a can of store-brand tomato soup may be produced in the same factory as Campbell's soup, but sold at a lower price. Moreover, such brand consolidation allows corporations to better control supply chains. Having a multitude of brands in various categories, they can negotiate better terms with suppliers, distributors, and even the stores themselves. This puts small competitors at a disadvantage, as they lack the necessary scale or resources to compete. Over time, this leads to a decrease in the number of truly independent brands on store shelves and fewer options for consumers who seek to support small independent businesses. Another factor contributing to the illusion of choice is the psychological influence of marketing on consumers. Brand loyalty is a powerful tool, and companies invest millions in creating unique brand identities. Even if several brands belong to the same parent company, consumers may feel attached to one of them, believing it reflects their values or lifestyle, not realizing that switching to another competing brand does not actually change the company they support. For example, a buyer may choose Dove soap because of its messages about a positive body image, not knowing it belongs to Unilever, which also owns the Axe brand known for its hyper-masculine advertising. Ultimately, this illusion of choice benefits large corporations much more than the consumers themselves. It gives these companies greater control over prices, restricts real market competition, and stifles innovation. For consumers, this means that the diversity they believe is theirs is actually much smaller than it seems. The consolidation of brands in the hands of a few powerful corporations has changed the landscape of grocery stores, allowing these companies to control not only what we buy, but also how much we pay and how we perceive the products we purchase. This tactic of creating an illusion of choice is deeply rooted in shopping experience, involving not just offering options but also shaping consumer perception of available choices. The more we understand this practice, the more informed decisions we can make about what and from whom to buy, realizing that much of what we see on the shelves is not true competition. This can help consumers break free from illusion and seek real alternatives, supporting independent and small brands when possible. The second aspect is the trap of loyalty programs. Loyalty programs in grocery stores are advertised as a way for customers to save money, but their true purpose is to collect vast amounts of data about specific consumers. Every time a customer uses their loyalty card, they provide the store with detailed information, which can sometimes be disadvantageous. Consumer purchase data goes beyond just information about which products they buy. This includes purchase frequency, shopping time, and even amounts spent in various categories. Supermarkets use this information to create customer profiles and tailor their marketing strategies to individual habits. For example, if the system notices that a customer regularly buys a certain brand of cereal, it may offer a targeted discount to encourage repeat purchases. However, such a strategy is not always beneficial for the customer. In some cases, stores use this data to manipulate prices, raising the cost of items that the buyer frequently purchases, knowing that brand loyalty often outweighs price increases. Consumers may not notice small increases, but over time, such adjustments can significantly increase a store's profit. Moreover, data collected from loyalty programs do not remain solely with supermarkets. This information is often sold or transferred to third parties, including advertisers and manufacturers. These external organizations may use the data to target consumers with specific offers or personalized advertisements. For example, a company can pay a supermarket for access to information about customers who often buy snacks or drinks, and then promote advertisements or discounts on similar products. This data exchange between industries turns your shopping habits into a valuable commodity, often without your explicit knowledge. Another important aspect of loyalty cards is how they influence pricing strategies in broader markets. Many supermarkets use loyalty programs to create a two-tier pricing system, one for program participants and another for non-participants. While participants receive discounts, non-participants may pay significantly more for the same products. This price difference puts pressure on buyers, forcing them to join the program if they do not want to overpay, even if they would prefer to maintain their privacy. In addition to tracking data and manipulating prices, loyalty cards are used to encourage repeat purchases through so-called gamification. Stores often offer promotions, such as earning points or rewards for purchasing certain items or reaching a specific amount of purchases. This creates a closed loop of incentives, encouraging customers to return to the store and spend more money to unlock the next reward. For example, the store might offer a coupon after a customer spends $100 within a certain time frame. In order to receive this reward, buyers may make unnecessary purchases just to reach the goal, while simultaneously providing more data to the system. The psychological aspect of loyalty programs is also important. By offering privileges such as exclusive discounts or special promotions only for members, supermarkets create a sense of belonging, or VIP status. Customers may feel they are receiving insider benefits that others do not have, which can strengthen their connection to a specific store. This emotional attachment can make shopping elsewhere difficult, even if it may be less advantageous. Competitors offer better deals or products, but the feeling of being a preferred customer can create a sense of obligation to return to this store. Another lesser-known tactic is dynamic pricing. Some grocery store chains have experimented with using loyalty program data to adjust prices in real time, tailoring them to specific customers. This means that the price you see on the product may differ from the price another buyer sees, depending on their purchase history. Despite being relatively rare, this practice is part of a broader trend towards personalized pricing that uses data collected from loyalty programs. With the development of technology, this may become more widespread, further complicating the real cost of products for individual buyers. The third reason behind discounts. When you see a product on sale, it often seems like a great deal. However, the truth about such sales is much more complex and deceptive than it seems. Grocery stores often use a tactic known as anchor pricing. This technique involves artificially inflating the usual price of a product for several weeks or days before a sale, and then, when the product is marked as discounted, the price is lowered to the original or slightly below, making the discount seem more significant than it actually is. This psychological trick plays on clients' natural desire to save money and can create a sense of urgency to purchase, even when actual savings are minimal. Another strategy is dynamic pricing, where prices fluctuate based on demand, season, or even consumer behavior data. For example, Goods perceived as essentials or seasonal may increase in price before a sale. This practice is especially common during holidays or major events. Remember how turkeys are advertised for Thanksgiving or chocolates before Valentine's Day. Stores subtly raise the base price weeks before the holiday, then offer sales closer to the event, making customers think they are getting a special discount, while in reality, they often pay close to the original price or even slightly above it. The psychology of sales is also manifested through signs and visual cues. You have probably seen signs in stores with loud phrases like 50% off or buy one, get one free. These phrases induce fear of missing out in consumers, leading to impulsive purchases. However, many of these sales are less beneficial than they seem. For example, the offer, buy one, get one free, often pertains to items that were already overpriced. The price for one unit rises so high that even with a free second unit, you end up spending more than if the product were just properly priced. Similarly, the phrase 50% discount is often based on inflated prices, so the actual discount turns out to be minimal compared to the true market value of the product. Moreover, grocery stores use high-low pricing strategies, which means they keep certain products at high prices for most of the year, and then, periodically, price reductions to attract customers are an effective method, as they create a sense of value, even if the discount is minor compared to the actual cost of the product. Stores use this technique, relying on consumers' short-term memory, as shoppers usually do not remember how much an item cost a few months ago. A lesser-known sales tactic is bundling products, where stores offer discounts on several items purchased together. Although such packaging may seem advantageous, it often leads customers to buy more than they originally planned. For example, the set may include items you don't really need, but the perceived savings from buying them together can be too tempting. This is a way to increase the overall sales volume of the store by making customers spend more than they intended. Another important point is the use of loss leaders, products sold at a loss or with very low markup to attract customers to the store. These are rare cases when sales truly benefit the consumer, but only for a specific product. Grocery stores rely on the fact that once in the store, customers will buy more items that are also on sale, compensating for the losses from the discounted product. This strategy works as it aims to increase the total amount of purchases in one trip, rather than making a profit from a single item. There is also a tactic of seasonal sales that grocery stores often use. It refers to goods with a limited shelf life or seasonal demand, such as summer barbecue supplies or holiday snacks. After the season ends, these goods are heavily discounted to make room for the next batch of products. However, some stores inflate the initial prices of seasonal goods before applying discounts, making the markdown seem more significant than they actually are. Thus, stores maintain profitability by creating the illusion of substantial discounts. It is important to note that some stores use the technique of price masking, hiding the original price and only showing the sale price. By not clearly displaying the pre-discount price, they reduce the likelihood that customers will understand that the sale is not actually that beneficial. This technique aims to create an emotional reaction rather than rational analysis, making the buyer feel they are getting a good deal without analyzing the true value. The fourth important point is that fresh products are not always fresh. The idea of fresh vegetables and fruits in grocery stores is often misleading. Although fruits and vegetables may look fresh, many of them are harvested while still unripe and transported over long distances, sometimes across countries or even continents. The time when produce is harvested plays a key role in its freshness. Many fruits and vegetables are picked while still unripe to withstand days or even weeks on the road. This premature harvest prevents spoilage during transportation, but also means that the products have not fully developed. The natural aromas and nutritional value of the products can change significantly after they are harvested. Once the harvest is gathered, it undergoes a long journey before reaching store shelves. This may involve packaging in controlled temperature conditions and transportation by various means, such as trucks or ships. During this period, delivery can take from several days to several weeks, and this is assuming everything goes under optimal conditions. By the time of arrival, fresh products may be significantly older than most consumers expect. To maintain the appearance of freshness, stores often use various methods, such as misting vegetables or applying wax to fruits. Misting makes the products look bright and moist, creating the illusion of freshly harvested crops. Although it helps retain moisture, it does not restore the natural freshness lost during long transportation. Waxing is often applied to fruits like apples, cucumbers, and peppers to enhance their shine and prolong shelf life. This layer can prevent moisture loss and protect products from damage, but it also hides the flaws that naturally occur with age. Another factor that worsens freshness is the use of controlled atmosphere storage. Some stores and suppliers use this technology to slow down the ripening process by regulating levels of oxygen, carbon dioxide, and humidity in storage. This allows certain fruits and vegetables to be stored for weeks or even months. Although this may prevent visible spoilage of the product, it does not mean that quality or nutritional value is preserved. In fact, prolonged storage can lead to a decrease in the content of some vitamins, especially vitamin C, which is sensitive to changes in temperature and storage conditions. One of the main problems with products that travel long distances is that their nutritional value begins to decrease immediately after harvesting. For example, spinach can lose up to 90% of its vitamin C content within 24 hours after harvest if stored improperly. The longer food stays in transit or on store shelves, the more its nutritional value decreases. This means that by the time they reach the consumer, products may look fresh but contain fewer nutrients than expected. Additionally, many fruits are treated with ethylene for artificial ripening upon arrival. Bananas, tomatoes, and avocados are among the most common fruits subjected to this treatment. This process involves exposing the fruits to ethylene, a natural hormone that plants release to accelerate ripening. Although ethylene itself is not dangerous, it can lead to uneven or overly rapid ripening, causing fruits to appear ripe on the outside but remain unripe or tasteless inside. Moreover, the illusion of freshness is often enhanced by the strategic placement of products in stores. Stores regularly update product displays and remove items that begin to look old or wilted, making the entire section appear fresher than it actually is. This process may also involve mixing new products with old ones, causing buyers to have difficulty distinguishing between truly fresh and outdated goods. Many grocery stores focus on appearance rather than true freshness, often preferring products with uniform and impeccable looks, even if it means sacrificing taste and quality. This attention to appearance is due to consumer expectations and the need to reduce food waste, but it can lead to products being heavily processed, stored for long periods, or transported from distant places. The main thing to remember is that although the products may look fresh, the processes involved in delivering them to stores often lead to a significant decrease in quality, taste, and nutritional value. Local and seasonal products, which do not require long trips, are generally fresher, more nutritious, and tastier than those that have been transported over long distances. Why are staple foods hard to find? The strategic placement of essential goods like bread, milk, and eggs at the back of stores is a deliberate tactic aimed at maximizing customer contact with other products. Grocery stores aim to guide customers through a maze of aisles where they are more likely to make unplanned purchases. This technique is based on consumer psychology and is carefully designed to encourage impulse buying. By placing sought-after products far from the entrance, stores increase the time customers spend in their premises. The longer shoppers spend walking past various goods, the higher the chance that something will catch their attention. Products positioned along the way to main items are often high margin, such as snacks, ready meals, and seasonal goods, generating more profit for the store, making them ideal for placement in high-traffic areas. Another element of the strategy is the proximity of products, positioning items next to each other to stimulate additional purchases. For example, if you are heading to the dairy section for milk, you might pass the bakery where the smell of fresh bread or pastries might tempt you to buy something you hadn't planned on. This layout encourages the customer to think, since I'm here, why not grab this too? This is a subtle form of upselling that plays on convenience and sensory appeal. Impulse purchases are further stimulated by placing items with limited time availability or promotional offers. These products are often placed next to the main items, creating a sense that shoppers are getting a good deal as they pick them up on their way to the back of the store. Seasonal goods, sales, and special discounts are strategically placed in aisles leading to main items like milk and eggs. Stores use the idea that customers may feel they are saving money by picking up extra items, even if they weren't on their list. Moreover, staple products like bread and eggs, which are present in almost every home, mean that buyers will always need to purchase them. Grocery stores capitalize on this predictable demand by placing items so that customers pass by other categories of products. This practice is aimed not only at making essential goods less accessible, but also at optimizing store layout to maximize sales across various categories. Aisles containing impulse buy items like candies, drinks, and chips are often placed near main products to entice customers with easily accessible goods that require little thought. Even the physical design of stores is part of this strategy. Brightly lit aisles with attractive displays draw attention to specific products, while staple items are often placed in less noticeable sections of the store. The distance from the entrance to these products creates opportunities for stores to display high-margin items prominently. The ends of the aisles, where shelves are located, are a vivid example of this tactic. At the ends of aisles, promotional items or seasonal offers are often placed, increasing the likelihood of impulse purchases on the way to milk or bread. One common tactic is the periodic rearrangement of the store layout. This practice prevents customers from getting too accustomed to the layout, making them spend more time searching for necessary items. In the process, they encounter new products they might not have noticed before, which can lead to impulse purchases. Stores use this tactic to make the shopping process fresh and unpredictable. Although the goal is to increase the number of unplanned purchases, the strategy of placing essential items at the back of the store is also aimed at slowing down the shopping process. Research shows that the longer customers stay in the store, the more likely they are to buy items they had not originally planned to purchase. By increasing the distance between the entrance and the main products, grocery stores can increase the total time customers spend inside, which in turn raises the likelihood of additional sales. One of the most deceptive tactics used by grocery stores is the confusing price tags that make it difficult for customers to accurately compare products by cost. This confusion often arises from an inconsistent and sometimes deliberately unclear way of displaying unit prices. Unit prices, such as per ounce, per pound, or per liter, should help customers determine the true cost of a product regardless of its packaging. However, stores often manipulate these labels to sway customers towards more expensive options. The key issue lies in the inconsistent use of measurement units. For example, two different brands of the same product may list the price in different units. One may indicate the price per ounce, while the other indicates it per pound. This complicates comparisons at first glance, especially for buyers who are in a hurry or unfamiliar with the products. Stores use various techniques to manipulate price perception and make customers think they are getting the best deals. One of these techniques involves switching between units of measurement, making large and expensive packages more appealing, even if they are not. Another common trick is using mismatched font sizes on price tags. The final price is often displayed prominently, while the unit price is printed in small font or placed in a less noticeable location. This design approach distracts the buyer's attention to the larger, more striking number, preventing them from focusing on the actual cost. This is a psychological trick that encourages impulsive decisions based on the apparent savings from buying in bulk rather than a conscious comparison of price per unit. Moreover, stores often use promotional tags or discount labels to distract attention from the unit price. For example, the phrase "2 for $5" may seem attractive, but the lack of clarity regarding unit prices makes it difficult for buyers to understand if they are truly saving money. Shoppers may assume that a sale always means a better deal, but without checking the unit price, they may be overpaying compared to a similar product that doesn't have a flashy promotional label. Moreover, some stores use multi-tiered pricing systems that further confuse customers. For example, a product may cost $2.99 for one unit, but $5 for 2 units, creating the illusion of a bulk discount. However, if the unit price is not clearly displayed, buyers may not realize that purchasing 2 units does not provide significant savings compared to buying one. These multi-tiered pricing systems often play on the instinct of buyers to purchase more to get a better deal, even if the actual savings are minimal or non-existent. Packaging design can also contribute to price confusion. Manufacturers often intentionally create packaging that looks larger than it actually is, using excess plastic or cardboard. This makes customers think they are getting more product for their money without checking the unit price. Shoppers may draw attention to these bulkier products, suggesting they offer better value, even if the contents are the same or less than those of a competitor with clearer packaging. Another tactic is frequent price changes. Some stores regularly change the format of price tags or reorganize shelves, forcing customers to constantly adapt to the new layout. This complicates price comparison based on memory and adds to the overall confusion. Customers who regularly buy the same products may not realize that the pricing scheme has changed or that the unit price has been altered to make other products seem like better deals. In some cases, digital price displays are used, which further complicate the situation. These digital price tags can be changed quickly and without prior notice, allowing stores to frequently change prices based on demand or time of day. The flexibility of digital pricing means that a product can cost $4.99 in the morning, but jump to $5.49 by evening. Although this technology is designed to help stores maintain competitiveness, it also creates additional challenges for customers. Market competition and the desire for quick responses often confuse customers about the real value of the goods they purchase. This is especially noticeable when the price per unit fluctuates along with the total cost. Buyers should remember that price tags are not always transparent and clear. A larger package or promotion does not always mean you are getting the best price. The best way to ensure you get the most out of your spending is to carefully examine the unit price of the product, regardless of packaging or promotional offers. Comparing products using standard measures, whether ounce, pound, or liter, will help avoid falling into deceptive pricing strategies.